Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Suklambaradharam Vishnum Safivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasyadhirada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. With Bhagavan's faith, let us continue from where we left off. Yesterday, we came up to Sutra 47. Let's see, 46 is Kastarati Kastarati Mayam Yaha Sangat Tejati Yaha Mahanubhavam Sevati Yaha Nirmamo Bhavati Taha Tarati Mayam. Sutra 47 Yaha Vivikta Sthanam Sevate Yaha Lokabandhanam Unmulayati Yaha Nistray Gunyaha Bhavati Yaha Yogakshemam Tyajati Taha Saha Mayam Tarati. He crosses Maya, goes beyond. Yogakshemam Tyajati. We were covering that yesterday, and it talks about earning wealth and protecting whatever that we have earned. Yogaha, Kshemam, both are there, okay? And that is what we all do. Automatically we do, and in that process, we lose our way. And what Bhagavan says, in fact, how do you give up this Yoga Kshemam when that seems to be a natural tendency that we all have? He says, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Rajaham Swa Sarva Papebhyoho. Or he says, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejanaha Paripasate Tesham Nityabhyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahami Aham. He says, Ananya Chintayaha, without thinking of anything else, without thinking that Bhagavan is separate from me, that I and Bhagavan are one and the same, and thinking about him all the time, for that person, Yogakshemam is granted, is the responsibility of Bhagavan himself. He says, I take care of their Yogakshemam. That is the only way to give up our desire to take care of ourselves, of going and earning money and protecting whatever we earned. Whatever we have, we don't want to lose it, right? That desire, that attachment we have can be given up only through Ananya Chintayaha, only through continuous, non-stop, and without any difference between Bhagavan, thinking about him with love. So, Yogakshemam Tajati Saha Mayam Tarati. He crosses the delusion, the world of delusion. Remember, we all live. In spite of all that, we know this is not reality. We know that at the back of our mind. We know that. But at the same time, we enjoy this dream that we are living in. We don't want to give it up. And I think we covered Adhyayam 2, Slokam 45. And that talks about the importance of Vedam is what? Vedangal give us the various actions that we have to perform, and it also teaches us how to do it. Without that, we'll be completely lost, like a barbarian in a jungle. We'll be completely lost. And that's a very important point. But Vedangal, they talk about karma kantam. They talk about actions only. Now in 245, it says, listen Arjuna, the Vedas are about three basic natural attributes, a Sattvic Gunam, Rajasic and Tamasic Gunam, which are the balanced, aggressive and the lethargic tendencies. But you must transcend these three attributes. Nistraigunyo bhava Arjuna is what Bhagavan says. Same thing Narada talks about. Yaha nistraigunyo bhavati. Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Nistraigunyo bhava. Transcend the three attributes. And then he describes next one, what Bhagavan says comes in the next sutram of Narada, in the slokam, the 245 and 46 we saw. That's covered in what Narada says in Sutra 48. Yaha karma phalam tyajati karmani sanyasyati tato nirdvandvo bhavati. Dvandvo, that is two. Nirdvandvo, not two. Okay? Tataha nirdvandvo bhavati. Words are yaha karma phalam tyajati karmani sanyasyati tataha nirdvandvo bhavati. Yaha who karma palam, the fruits, the reward from action, tyajati, giving up. We've seen that all through. Bhagavan teaches this in Bhagavad Gita so beautifully. He says, if you're not able to do anything, not able to think of me, not able to offer everything to me, and not able to get into dhyanam and all the discipline, at least karma pala tyagi. Give up the desire for the results of your action. The results will come by themselves. Karma pala data is Swami. He will give the results. Every action will have a result. There's no escape from it. But why desire it? Why seek it? It's going to happen. And offer everything. That mental attitude of doing work for work's sake, doing a karma for the pleasure of doing it, as a worship to Bhagavan, for the opportunity and the blessing to be able to do it, having the time to do it, the ability to do it, the chance to do it. The skill, so many things Bhagavan has given us, right? And be worshipful of that and do that as an offering to Him. That's all. Do work as worship, not worried about the result. That is karma palam tyajati. Karmani sanyasyati. Now, sannyasiti means one completely renounces. Karmani, all the actions. How can you renounce actions? Try renouncing them. Try giving up actions. Impossible. Because we are bound to them. The actions are binding us. That's why we have taken birth. So the only way to renounce action is to conduct ourselves in a way where the actions themselves renounce us, where they leave us. This is karma yoga. Nothing but karma yoga, which we see in Bhagavad Gita, right? In Adhyayam 3, Adhyayam 4 and Adhyayam 5. And throughout Bhagavad Gita it is described how to do karma yoga. Do work as worship. That's all. Nothing more than that. Work as worship. And it is Bhagavan doing it. Swami talked about, we are not covering Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan says in Adhyayam 11, in Visvarupa Dasanam, if you look at the very last slokam, Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhaktaha. All the actions, do them as my agent and do them lovingly and offer them to me, to please me. So that attitude we should take. When we become good at that attitude, automatically karmani sanyasyati. They will leave us. Tataha. Then after that, what happens when we take this karma palam tyajati and karmani sannyasiti? When these two things happen, what is left? Tataha, after this, because of that, nirdvandvaha. We are not nirdvandvaha bhavati. We are not disturbed or affected, impacted in any way by the opposite of fame, honor and dishonor, loss and profit, right? Or making wealth today and losing it. So many, just any opposite that we think of, we are not bothered by. Neither one really affects us. That person, saha, mayam tarati, he crosses the world of delusion. Again, Bhagavan describes this in Bhagavad Gita very beautifully in Bhakti Yogam, which I suggest that you all read. Right in the beginning of Bhakti Yoga, Adhyayam 12, Bhagavan talks about how if you're not able to concentrate on Bhagavan, then what is the easier thing you can do? Like that, he takes you step by step. And then says karma pala tyagam. Then after all this comes, and when you practice it as Bhagavan commands us to do, and you become skilled at it. You become skilled at anything only when you practice it, right? The more you practice, the better you become. So once you become skilled at it, Bhagavan says, Same Priyaha, he is my Bhakta, and he is very dear to me. You can refer to slokam number 16 in Adhyayam 12 of Bhagavad Gita, 12.16. And I'll just read the English translation for you, because that agrees with what this is saying. Without acquisitive desires, he is unattached to worldly things. He has the internal harmony of the purity of thought, word, and deed. With the strength and skills acquired from this harmony, he remains unconcerned and free of worries with happenings around him. He has surrendered both the actions and their results to the indweller. He is my devotee. He is dear to me. Arjuna is what Krishna says. And that is what Narada says in this sutra also. Tato nirdvandvo bhavati karmapalam tajati karmani sanyasyati. Sutra number 49. Vedanapi sanyasyati. Kevalam avichinna anuragam labhate. Now, you can add the word yo before this if you want, because it's continuing. Yo, yaha, who is continuing with that. Vedan api sanyasati. Who renounces the Vedas? What does this mean? Vedan api sanyasati. Sanyasati means renunciation. Vedan api, the Vedas also. At what point does Vedas become, at what point can you really give up the Vedas? When you give up something, when you really don't need it. When we hurt our leg, we use a crutch. And the moment our leg becomes all right and I can walk properly, I give up the crutch. Right? And it's the same way. Where, as an infant, we all drink from our mother's bosom, and then once we're able to drink from a cup, and then we go and take care of ourselves, then we go out. It's as soon as you're able to, you no longer need that crutch, you give up that crutch. And Vedangal, or the divine crutch that we have, in order for us to bring out the divinity that is within us. The moment I bring it out, I don't need the crutch anymore. That is what he says, Vedanapi sanyasyati. The moment I start loving Bhagavan and loving the Lord who is seated within me, and I turn my mind to him and love him as my closest friend, closest relative, and closest everything, at that point, Vedangal have no application. You don't have any need for them, because you're already doing what the Vedas ask you to do automatically. Did Kannappa Nayanar, did he read Vedam? Or did Thirupanarvar? Or did Mirabai? Or Tulasidasa? Or even Valmiki, for that example, Ratnakar. So, when the bhakti comes, love for Bhagavan comes, all these they are irrelevant. Because bhakti is the main thing, the goal and the path that we are looking for. So, Vedanapi sanyasati kevalam avichinna anuragam labhate. Labhate, we saw that, means to gain something. Labham, we say in our colloquial language. Labham, we say immediately profit. But gaining something is labhyam. Labhyam. And we say apnoti, means to obtain, right? But labhyam means to gain something. What is it that we gain? Kevalam. Avichinna anuragam. Avichinna means without break, continuous. There is no discontinuity of either in terms of time or place. Continuous anuragam. Ragam means attachment. Anu means attaching to Bhagavan. That is bhakti. Kevalam avichinna anuragam labhate. At the experience of continuous loving experience to Bhagavan, automatically Vedan api sanyasyati, automatically it takes place. And you gain this continuous flow of love to Bhagavan. That person, Yaha, who has attained this, Saha, Mayam Tarati, he crosses the world of delusion. Sutra number 50. Sa tarati, sa lokan tarayati. Sa tarati, sa lokan tarayati. Beautiful. Saha, he, tarati, he goes beyond. He actually crosses over this maya. He's talking of delusion. Sa tarati, he repeats it as an affirmation, as an exclamation of joy, and when you achieve something great, how you affirm it. It is like that. Sa tarati. Now Narada is teaching us. He is the one who is crossing it. And not only that, lokan tarayati, he crosses all the worlds. What does it mean? He crosses creation. There is no creation for him. He is with Bhagavan all the time. Where there is no creation, you can be with Bhagavan. We are creating all the time, right, in our mind. That is why all the agitations and all comes. When there is peace, there is no creation. When you recite Om, at the end there is silence. And silence, if you observe it and if you experience that, put your mind to that silence that comes at the end of saying Om, you actually experience peace, Shantam, Nisabdham. So Lokan Tarayati, he goes beyond. There's a beautiful saying, we always talk about all the problems in the world and how this is not right and that is not right. So many things we talk about all the times and read in the newspapers, because everywhere it is always only negative news that's coming, and we think there's lots of problems and violence in the world. Viveka Chutamani, Adi Shankara disagrees. He says, Shanta Mahanto Nivasanti Sandova Santa Valloga Hitam Sarantaha Dhirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam Janana Hetunan Yan Api Tarayantaha. People who are very peaceful in their disposition, in their mind, in their buddhi, heart, in their senses, who are embodiment of peace and shantam, those great human beings, Mahangal, and those people who do good and benefit to the whole universe, just like the way a spring season does. When a spring season comes, Vasanta Kalam, how beautiful it is, Vasanta Rutu, as we say in Sanskritam. How beautiful it is. The air is beautiful, the flowers are blooming, and everybody feels happy, the leaves are green, right? How happy it is. The nature is dancing and giving so much joy. Like that, but quietly it does it, so beautifully. Like that, these Mahangal, they are doing good and benefit to the world. And they have actually gone beyond the samsaram of birth and death. They have crossed over the worlds because they are devotees. They are bhaktas of Bhagavan. As Narada says, Sa Tarayati, they have gone beyond all this. But for all the other people, without expecting anything in return, in our interaction with people, our natural tendency is always to conduct business. You do something to you, I'm expecting something to you. We must just interact with everyone for the sake of giving love and receiving love. That's all. We should not involve anything else, but we don't do that. These Mahangal, they have nothing to be gained from anybody, but they help and benefit and support and facilitate and guide and point to the way for betterment to the whole world. These people, embodiment of peace, these human beings are good people. They are there in this world, is what Viveka Chutamani says. So remember that. Sa tarati, sa lokan tarayati. Sutra 51. Anir Vachaniyam Prema Swarupam. What is this bhakti? He is not talking about these bhaktas. They are the ones who cross over the Maya, the world of delusion. And this Prema Swarupam, as Narada said right in the beginning, Prema Swarupam cha, Paraprema Rupam cha, he said, beginning itself, this Prema, this love, selfless love, this form of selfless love, Anirvachaniyam, that is something you cannot describe in words. You cannot explain it. You cannot describe it. Impossible. Anirvachaniyam, Vachaniyam, speech. Anirvachaniyam, not possible to be captured by words. That's what he says. Anirvachaniyam Prema Swarupam. He's talking about this bhakti. Okay? Bhakti is nothing but loving God. God is loving only. So if I love Him, I can experience Him. God is love. Live in love. Simple. Start the day with love. Spend the day with love. End the day with love. Very important, because God is love. We want to become a bhakta, then I must share the love that I have with everybody. That the more I practice, the more loving I become, and the more godly I become. And Bhagavan says, when I become very good at it in Bhagavad Gita, when I practice and practice and practice and practice, then I become dear to Bhagavan, he says. And not only just dear, extraordinarily dear to me is what? Ativa, te ativa me bhaktaha is what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, last slokam in Bhakti Yogam. So to do that, this Prema Swarupam, which is what you and I, everyone are, nothing but Prema Swarupam. We just don't show it. We don't conduct it like that. We conduct ourselves in an animalistic manner. Sometimes maybe in a human manner, but seldom in a divine manner, which is what we really are. That love can only be experienced, cannot be described in words. Anir Vachaniyam Prema Swarupam. Sutra 52. Why is it difficult to explain it? You can ask the question. Narada says beautifully in the slokam, Muka svadanavate, Mukaha asvadanavate, Mukaha asvadanavate, Mukaha, a dumb person. You bring your guest comes, he is not able to speak. And you give him nice, delicious food. He eats it. Now, can he describe what the experience, the taste of what he ate? It's like that. Mukaha asvadanavate. The experience, the taste, that a dumb person tastes of food. What is the taste that he experiences? Can he describe it? Bhakti is like that. It cannot be described. It can only be experienced. When you experience even an ounce of it, truly, forget all the pseudo things going on and all that. Move away from it for your own good. Keep yourself pure. Keep your search pure, path pure towards Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is Suchihi. You must be pure there. There is no pseudo thing. There is no marketing. There is nothing. You must be very pure, and then with His grace, when you taste His love, you will find it can never be put in words. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha is what Taittiriya Upanishad says. In Brahmanandavalli, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Yato, where? Vachaha, speech. Manasa saha, along with the mind. Aprapya, without being able to grab and grasp. Nivartante, they return. The words and the mind They try to reach him where they go there, try to grab it, but they don't succeed, so they return. Nivartante, impossible. Words and minds, it's beyond senses, beyond words, beyond mind, beyond buddhi. It's an experience. That experience is immediate. It is not somewhere else. Raso vai saha is next, it says in the same Upanishad. It is the essence, the taste, the quality of things, not quantity. The forms are irrelevant. Very important. This ramyam, the thing that attracts us, the sweetness, the love that is taking all this form, is the essence of everything. That is Vishnu, that is Visvam. And that one has to be tasted and has to be experienced. And the moment you taste it, you really realize that you are a dumb person, not being able to describe the taste you just experienced. Mukaha asvadanavate. That is what Narada said. That is bhakti, not anything else. And where is it? In Sutra 53, we will cover that. Prakashate, where do you see it? Where is it effulgent? Can I see it? Can I cognize it? Can I get an illumination? Where is it illuminating? As an example, Prakashate kva api patre. Prakashate kvapi patre. Prakashate, it is shining. Where? Api, even though you cannot describe it in words, right? But it is shining. Patra means container, embodiment, where the right embodiment is required. Prakashate, where like you see a bhakta, the bhakti is illumined, effulgent there. And this slokam, this sotram we will take up tomorrow because our time is up now. So, Prakashate Kvapi Patre. With Bhagavan's grace, we will continue that tomorrow. So, Narada is teaching us about bhakti, about what bhakti is not and what bhakti is. And if you want to cross this world of samsaram, the bondage, we are all chained with birth and death and so many other things that we have. In order to become free, bhakti is the path. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.